Boker Tov, everyone. We're continuing in Mishle, Perek Gimel, Pasuk Vav, also a famous Pasuk, Bechol derachecha da'ehu, vehu yiyasher orchotecha. In all of your ways, in all of a person's ways, know Hashem. Vehu yiyasher orchotecha, and He will straighten your paths. So, the Gaon of Vilna already told us the difference between a derech and an orach. A derech is a wider street, and orchot is a smaller street. So he says here that we have big streets and small streets inside of each and every one of us, meaning on the outside and what goes on the inside. On the outside, people see, it's a big street, meaning people see how I act, people see who I am. But on the inside, sometimes people don't see. That's only between me and Hashem, certain things. So he says as follows. So too in Torah, there's the outside and the inside. The outside is Torah that's nigla, revealed, and the inside is the nistar, the hidden, like the Kabbalah, etc. The revealed, in general, is the Torah, Sheba'al Peh, the Chamisha Chumshe Torah, which is connected to the letter Hey. The letter Hey represents five books of the Torah. The Vav, 6, is the Shisha Sidrei Mishnah, 6 categories of Mishnayot. So that's the Hey and the Vav. And he says that Kabbalah is referred to as the letter Aleph. I don't know. I didn't know that, but Aleph is the beginning, but it's the sod, it's the secrets, it's connected to the letter Aleph. So he says as follows. Bechol derachecha da'ehu. Da'ehu is spelled Daled Ayin, which means da, which is no. Hey Vav, which is the Hey and the Vav, the Torah, Shebichtav, the 5 books, and the Vav, the 6 categories of Mishnayot. In all of your ways, know Hashem, and this is in the public, Torah and Gemara. And then, Vehu yeyasher orchotecha. Vehu, who is spelled Hey, Vav, Aleph. Hey and the Vav again is the Torah Shebichtav and the Mishnayot and the Gemara, and the Aleph, which is the hidden part, the Kabbalah. Vehu yeyasher orchotecha. If you go in the Nigla way, if you learn Torah in the open way, which is Torah, the written Torah, Gemara, Mishnayot, Hashem will open and give you secrets as well on the inner path. The next pasuk. Al tehi chacham be'enecha. Don't be a chacham in your eyes. Yirah et Hashem, fear God, v'sur merah, and stay away from badness. Right? Shlomo Melech is telling us, a big problem is when we think we know it all, then I know it all already. You don't have anything to teach me. No one can teach me anything. What I'm doing is always right. And then, but that way you fall. He says, don't think you're a chacham in your eyes. You might be a chacham. Don't think you're a chacham in your eyes. Right? Fear Hashem and stay away from bad. So he says that you have to do we have to do our best before we do any actions to remember and fear Hashem and to stay away from bad, and this recipe, he says, will break our Yetzer Hara. And he says that if a person did, unfortunately, sin, then we have to run to do Teshuvah. And he says this connects to what we say every day, Chokhmah, Bina, Vadat, the 3 levels of wisdom, Chokhmah, Bina, and Dat. He says Chokhmah is Yirat Hashem, right? Because we say, what do we say in Tehillim? He has a quote the Pasuk here. Reshit Chokhmah Yirat Hashem. The beginning of Chokhmah is fearing God. And then he says Sur Merah, staying away from bad. He connects that to Bina. He doesn't bring the proof to that, but he says that's Bina. And he says Bechol derachecha da'ehu. All of your paths, all of the things that you do, know Hashem da'ehu from the word da'at. So there's a connection to Chokhmah, Bina, and Da'at. One more pasuk. Here we go. Rifut tihi l'sharecha v'shikui la'atzmotecha. If one does this, if one connects the Torah, stays away from evil, it will be a healing to your navel, which refers to the flesh, and marrow to your bones. V'shikui la'atzmotecha. What is this referring to? So he says that the marrow bones from the dafina. But no, so he says like this. Sur mera v'aseh tov. We're supposed to stay away from bad and do good. Sur mera is the averot lo ta'aseh, the don'ts. And the aseh tov is the positive commandments. So he says like this, that the Pasuk tells us that you're going to have healing to your flesh. That is, when a person stays away from lo ta'aseh, you have a healing, as the Pasuk says, v'shav v'rafelo. He will return to Hashem from doing the averot that he did. V'rafelo, he will have refuah, he will have healing. V'shikul atzmotecha, when a person does positive commandments, it's like strengthening the marrow in his bones. So he says, that's also we say in Hashkalah, v'chilutz atzamot. There's atzmotecha yechlatz. There's going to be a filling of your bones when it comes to the time of Tchiyat HaMetim. There's a strength there, but also in a person's life, when a person does positive commandments, he's doing action with his body, he is strengthening himself. So he says as follows, that the lo ta'aseh is the healing of the flesh, the mitzvot aseh is the healing of the bones, and this connects to Ramach Evarim Veshisakidim. The 613 mitzvot are lo ta'aseh and aseh. Positive commandments is 248, which is the 248 limbs which are connected to bones, and the 365 lo ta'aseh, which are the sinews and which is connected to the flesh. So that is the connection here. When a person stays away from bad and he does good, he'll have strength in his flesh, and he'll have marrow in his bones, strength in his bones as well. Be'ezrat Hashem, may we connect to Torah on all levels. Torah and mitzvot, Hashem will give us strength and health. Be'ezrat Hashem for us and all of Bnei Yisrael. Baruch Adonai le'olam. Amen ve'amen. Rabbi Chananya ben Akashia omer, tzak kadosh baruch hu lezakot, et Yisrael lefi chavar lam Torah zo shneimar. Adonai chafetz man tzidko, yagdil Torah ve'yadir.